Welcome back to COBOL for the mainframe. In this episode, we will start breaking down a simple COBOL program and talk about the different divisions that are required. This should give you enough of a foundation so we can continue on to new development. To get started with a basic program, we will go to one of the members supplied with TK5. If you need help getting TK5 up and running, please see the first video in this series. From the ISBF main menu, enter 3.4 to get to the DS list screen. Make sure to have sys2 as the dataset name prefix and hit enter. Tab down to sys2.jcl.lib. Put an E next to the name and hit enter. From here, use the F8 key to page forward through the library until you see the member name testcob. Put an E next to it and hit enter to bring up the member. From here, take the cursor down to line 14 and hit PF8 to bring the line to the top of the screen. Again, don't worry if this seems like a lot. Practice will make it come naturally. The COBOL source starts at line 15 and ends on line 29. This is about as basic a COBOL program as you will ever see. All it does is display the words Hello World on the system console. There are no file reads or anything remotely complex. A COBOL program is very structured. You can see the source is set up in divisions, some of which are further broken down into sections. The first division is called the identification division. This simply identifies the program and can include information about the author of the program, installation specifics, etc. For most shops, the identification division is pretty straightforward other than the program ID. The environment division specifies information about the actual computer and also sets COBOL names for any files the program uses. The files would be in the input-output section if needed. This example does not specify files since this program isn't reading anything. There will be much more on this in a later video. Note the source computer and object computer lines. These two lines are not used much now, but they can specify the type of program the source was written on versus the type it will run on. Again, you will not likely encounter this. The special names example lets the program know that the system console will be referred to as CNSL in the program. Next will be the data division. This example is extremely basic. The data division can be one of the most complex areas of a COBOL program and can be broken down into a file section, a working storage section, a linkage section, and a rarely used report section. For this simple example, you only see a basic working storage section. However, working storage is complex enough that a later video will be completely devoted to it. The data division is where files that have been given COBOL names will be declared and their record layouts defined to the program. This division also sets up any work areas that are needed for variable names, such as the one you see here called HelloConst. For the variable here, we see a 12-byte field defined that contains the literal hello world. Again, there will be much more on this in the video devoted to working storage. In more advanced COBOL programming, you might see a linkage section that sets up data to be passed to another program that is called from the current program. We will cover this in later development. The last section is called the procedure division. This is where the actual program logic is, meaning the instructions to perform whatever the program is supposed to do. The procedure division is broken down into paragraphs and can contain sections for functions like an internal sort. In this example, the logic simply tells the computer to display the contents of the HelloConst working storage field on the system console. After that, you see stop run to tell the computer the program is ending. Okay. We have covered the sections of this very small COBOL program. Now it's time to see what it does. The testcob job you are looking at will perform a compile and link edit of the program source. The compile checks the program for syntax errors, meaning statements that don't conform to COBOL standards. The link edit creates the executable version of the program. This process is similar to what you find with languages like C or C++. Some languages like BASIC or Python are usually interpreted, meaning they are executed directly from the source. While that saves the effort of a compile, the execution is much slower and is not practical what COBOL is designed to do. From the screen with testcob, press F7 to get back to the top of the member. Put the cursor on the command line and type sub. Hit enter and the job will execute. When you look at the TK5 console, you should see the words Hello World displayed. This means the program executed successfully. This was a very brief introduction to a simple COBOL program, but it does show at least the basic divisions and provides a look at source code. The next videos in this series will start to go deeper into the various divisions and sections of a program. We will show how to use files in a program and how to define the record layouts as well as work fields before getting into the program logic. Stay with us, it's about to start getting deeper. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. As always, feel free to comment or drop an email.